you can see, I'm rocking some beautiful hair today, a beautiful unit that I made with bundles and a closure. But before we get into all those juicy details, let me tell you where the hair is from. So, drum roll please. The hair is from MarchQueen hair. All the information will be in the description box below, including the exact link to this hair that I have in my head, any sales, any coupon codes, money off to be had, description box below, any of their social media where you can find them, description box below. Like I said, and I'm going to say it again, anything that I might not mention in this video that you might have a question about, look in the description box below. But anyway, this hair is constructed by me using MarchQueen hair, their bundles, and a closure. And so as you can see, this wig, the closure stops from here to here, and that is what we have sewn and constructed here. But when you get your package, they kind of give you like a wig and a hair welcome kit, survival kit, and just package with all these goodies in it. You have a stocking cap, some clips, a faux bang if you want to shake it up a little bit. All that is in there. And then you get to the hair and the bundles, the goods, what you came to see and what you were waiting for, sitting by the mailbox waiting for the postman to come bring you your hair. So we pull it out, the bundles. This is a body wave. It looks beautiful. The wefts nice and thick, the beards not too long, luscious. So waving around on my table, I always do that, kind of like a body, a movement, a shine test. It's passing all the marks. This hair is super soft. I can't get that through enough. Super soft hair. And then it was thick from ends to tips, slightly, I guess you could say, sparse, but it was still thin. You didn't just see it disappear into nothing. It was full from root to tip. So I did have 3 bundles. I had a, let's see, what did I have? I had a 12, a 14, and a 16, and then my closure, it was a 12-inch closure, because the 16, it will give you length, but not too much length. A lot of people, they order like 26, 24, and you can. That's not a problem. But for me, it was just a little too much length. So I wanted something I'd be able to play with, something that would give me layers without me having to cut layers. And so that's why I got that 12, 14, 16, and the 12-inch closure. So after I constructed my wig, I actually have some left over, some hair left over that you can kind of see in its unraveled form. I believe this is from the 16-inch bundle. But this is it, unraveled, and that's just the hair I snipped off at the end that I did not need to use. And I did have hair left over from each and every bundle, so this is not my only hair that I had left over from constructing this unit. This is just the hair I had left over from this bundle. These waves are gorgeous. These waves are pretty. You could honestly leave it in that natural body wave pattern that it comes with, or like I did, as you can see, put some reckless curls in it. But since these are bundles and I don't do sew-ins, we had to construct a wig. So before, in the past, I've sewn wigs. There's not a problem with that, hand sewing. You can make sure it's neat and just exactly how you want it. But I had a sewing machine at my disposal, and so of course, if you have a sewing machine and you know how to use it, why not use it? And so that we did. So I went ahead and I got a stocking cap. I got my supplies, so it's a stocking cap, a metallic marker, everything I needed, and I just went ahead and drew out my layout. I laid my closure at the top and I traced that, and then I just marked with that marker where I wanted all of my tracks to be. Basically like a blueprint or a guide, if you may. That's what I did, and that's essential because you don't want to go in there blind. You think you're showing a straight line, you think you're putting the track where you want to be, and then you take it off, you cut your thread, and your tracks are going crooked. You don't want that. So always make a blueprint, no matter how good you are or how good you think you are. Blueprint. But anyway, I started sewing, got the tracks down. They were going down perfectly. Now these wefts are great for sewing if you are using a sewing machine, because they are nice and heavy duty and well constructed, but not too hard for your needle to not be able to go through or to cause issues or jamming on your sewing machine. So perfect if you're doing a sewing machine method and or a hand sewing method. It's all good. And so after I got to a certain, I guess, amount, I got that finished, I wanted to pull it off and show you all how my unit was coming together, just how neat and how clean those tracks were getting laid down, so you could just see how flat that unit was going to be. And let me tell you, this track the way it was looking, it was getting me excited, getting me pumped, because it's just laying down perfectly. Now when it got to the top of the unit and it was time to sew on the closure, I did not sew that on with the sewing machine. I'm pretty sure I could have. I have yet to do it. I've made a couple wigs on the sewing machine, but I have yet to sew down the closure with the sewing machine itself. I always take it off of the machine at that point and I hand stitch it. About when there's maybe one more track that could go, I take it off, I hand stitch that closure, and then I put it back on the machine and stitch one last track. And then as you can see, the finished product, that last track of stitching, everything is just looking mwah, perfect and constructed, well constructed. And so after I finished constructing the unit, it was time to basically get it ready to wear. Now, as you see, when I parted it, it had a couple of, I guess, beards of the closure sticking up, but not a problem. No shade, no tea. I just took a hot comb and just kind of was combing out that part to get those to lay down. I also used some spritz spray just to make sure they stayed down, and then from there I just went in with a straightening iron or a flat iron, whatever you like to call it, and I put in some real loose, real reckless curls around the back. Was mainly focusing along the, I guess, face line, putting in those framing curls. It was a little difficult to curl the hair, or for the hair to hold a curl, because it was so soft. Nothing wrong with that, it's just really soft, but that's when that body wave texture comes into play. It'll be really easy to just wash it, let it air dry, and then like finger rake through and wear that natural curl. And if you do put curls in, just a little spritz spray. I feel like I'm spitting all over with the spritz spray, but anyway, putting in the curls, using some spritz spray, letting it set, and then they will last all day. But this hair is beautiful, so soft. Like I said, 16 inches, and it might be looking a little bulky on my head. I don't have a big head. I just have my natural hair out under here. It's not braided down. It's honestly just pulled back, and a stocking cap is shoved onto it. It's not even all in the stocking cap. It's wash day, so my head's not big. The wig is laying flat. I promise it's honestly just my natural hair underneath the unit. But as you can see, the 16-inch stretched out, it hits about right here. So like I was saying, the 24 inches, if you want length, you may not actually need the 24, the 26, the extra long inches for that length that you desire. But the hair is very pretty and very soft. Gorgeous hair. And this big bump, all that is the natural hair behind my hair. But to install this, I didn't use any gel or any glue. I just have a stocking cap on, as you saw when I put on the cap, as well as just a wig grip. And then I did put some bobby pins along the temples. And then I just brushed down a few hairs along the closure line and used that to kind of not necessarily disguise that closure, but just to lay some hairs and make it look that much more natural. And then we put in those reckless curls, and we're ready to go. And since this is a closure wig, it can be an everyday wig. It can be a I need to go to the grocery store wig. I need to just run out of the house. I don't want to do the whole got to be, or the whole glue, or the whole full lace, or the whole frontal wig, because unlike with a closure, those little wispies that we are using to disguise the closure area, a frontal, it goes all the way from ear to ear, so you would have to do it with both. But this is going to be the perfect grab and go wig because we constructed it and because we got and used that closure. But yes, MarchQueen hair, everything in the description box. Bye guys.